Figure that I'm on my own, there's no sense for me to quit. What you saying, we don't know. I'm just trying to reach my goals. Heard you snitching, saying that so you can't hang with me no more. What's up, guys? Chris Reverence here, and I'm back with another amazing video, man. Now, today, we got Why Rappers Are Scared of Kendrick Lamar by Luista. Uploaded one day ago, and it already has 398,000 views, 11 on trending. You feel what I'm saying? So, you can go ahead and see what's going on, man. Original video link will be in the description. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Kendrick Lamar is terrifying to his fellow rappers, not just in the wake of his recent activity, but long before he was ever as battle-tested as he is now. At the minute, hip-hop is basking in the landscape where he destroyed Drake so savagely that his name is now being used as an acronym to warn others.
Don't rap against Kendrick ever. You didn't sit home with the fucking BlackBerry or the bum composition book and write acronyms for your own fucking name.
But while Drake's defeat at K-Dot's hands has proven exactly why so few have gone at Kendrick over the years, what is it that makes his reputation so fierce in the first?
Because he's a real artist, bro. You're trying to get a real, authentic artist out of Compton. I'm talking about the Compton from LA. You feel me? That was raised on NWA. Was mentored by Dr. Dre. You trying to put him up against some little synthetic made in a factory behind rapper from Toronto. How did you think that was going to happen? Where did you think that was going to go? Everyone knew Drake was going to lose that. Drake knew he was going to lose that. But he just tried to get some sales, I guess. I don't know what. And I know for a fact he wasn't trying to actually win the fight. He probably was just, trying to get some little, some little money off the streams.
Well, there's actually a variety of factors that made it clear to the whole world that Kendrick wasn't a man to trifle with. My name is Luista, and this is why rappers are scared of Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of angles to tackle why Kendrick has such a reputation for being one of the MCs that you just don't attempt to rhyme against. But one of the main reasons is that the reverence that the culture has for him trickles down to the top of the industry. Co-signed by Dr. Dre and passed the torch to the West Coast by Snoop Dogg, The Game, Corrupt, and every other OG you can think of.
Yep. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna mean this. Nigga, you got the torch, nigga, you better run.
Even the legendary Eminem once thought that his pen game couldn't possibly live up to the hype.
The thing with M was crazy to me. He kicks everybody out the studio. I took it as him kicking everybody out to see if that's really you writing them raps that you're writing. You get what I'm saying?
With Eminem known to be upset at rappers who use ghostwriters, that's a pretty fair assumption. But as Ed Sheeran remembered, he soon found out exactly why K-Dot was given so many props by people that he respected.
Eminem, he'd heard that Kendrick Lamar was the best rapper, and he invited him to the studio to get him on a song, and he arrived, and Kendrick came with all his mates. And Eminem said, I just want you in the studio, just you on your own. And then my engineer's going to come in and then record you doing it, but your mates aren't allowed in. And then Kendrick did it, wrote a sick verse, and then everyone came in to listen to it. And Eminem said he did it to test Kendrick because he thought he had a ghostwriter, and he then realized that he didn't, and then claimed that he was the best.
Ever since the two of them collaborated on Love Game off the Marshall Mathers LP.
But listen though, that whole ghostwriter stuff got to stop regardless. That ghostwriter stuff got to stop regardless, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, they get so deep into this money thing, and y'all just see the check, and y'all take the authenticity away from hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not saying how y'all really feel on these tracks. Y'all saying what y'all think we want to hear. And, you know what I'm saying? You keep on doing that, we're not going to want to hear that no more because you're putting out the same stuff over and over and over and over again. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? The culture of hip-hop is very, stagnated. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really, a lot of hip-hop fans don't even want to see growth in their favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, when they really go into a different lane, the first thing that they get is hate. Like Playboy Cardi, and I don't like the lane that he did go into, but just the fact that he did evolve. I even found myself kind of hating on it a little bit. Like, why are you turning into something else when you were perfectly fine like this? You know what I'm saying? Your songs were perfectly fine like this. You know what I'm saying? And Honestly, I still do kind of a little bit wish he would go back to that stuff because his music is weird now. But that's all besides the point. The point is, yeah, it's crazy. But no, that's besides the point. What I was really trying to say. Um, ghostwriters need to stop, bro. Y'all taking the authenticity away from hip hop.
Eminem has known that Lamar is among the elites in the game, and in a rare show of vulnerability from Shady, he suggested that he would think twice about coming for Kendrick.
It's the same thing if I getting on the track with Kendrick. I can never tell what the fuck he's gonna do.
Right.
Because he is such a chameleon of styles, and he can fucking do pretty much anything, right? And he's so proficient at it, he's so good at it, and you don't know what you're gonna get. That to me is like a top tier lyricist, because it's like,
bro, Eminem calling you the top tier lyricist, bro. You can't do nothing but pop your collar, bro. You can't do nothing but pop your collar, bro. Say something to me after Eminem just called me the top tier lyricist. I will play this video back for you 30 times and over. You tweaking.
Your ass kicked any day.
Besides overshadowing rappers on features, K-Dot never had to square off with other MCs in the same way that Shady had to in his career. But he always insisted that he had it in him to tear a rapper to shreds, even after he became a mainstream star. His entire Section 80 campaign basically revolved around the claim that he would kill your favorite rapper. Then on Damn's Element, he issued a warning that
y'all must have forgot about Rick and Mortis, bruh. I can't rap it for you right now, but if I could, I'd be dabbling, dabbling. You feel me? Like
Candyman. Then, after winning a Pulitzer Prize, he let his colleagues know what time it was on Rich Spirit, where he told them to stop playing with him before he turns you into a song.
Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song.
Now, in the wake of Aubrey's demolition and J. Cole waving the white flag, we know that wasn't an idle threat, as over these past few weeks, he's left massive footprints on their legacies. As they struggle to pick themselves back up, you can imagine that no one will be stepping to Dot anytime soon. But long before everything that followed Kendrick's declaration of "fuck the big three, it's just Big Me" went down, rappers already showed a real reluctance to cross him. In fact, when they let their ego get in the way and spoke out against him, they usually decided to pay homage instead. Because although he had never really been in a battle until Drake thought he could take him on, he already proved how much his presence and the chatter around your career can do with Big Sean. In many ways, Big Sean is pretty much the reason why Kendrick is going at Drake in the first place. By now, we all know about K-Dot's infamous verse on Control, where he hijacked Big Sean's track to let the whole industry know that even though he had love for them, he was trying to murder them and take their fans. At the same time, Big Sean insisted that he didn't even get bodied on the track, even though he opted to leave it off his Hall of Fame album that it was originally intended to be on. But he never really managed to escape its shadow.
I put that work in. Like, you're not gonna disrespect me. I hop on any track with anybody, and I will not only stand my own, you gonna know that it's my verse, and you gonna know
That's what I like. Except for Control. Kendrick
not the except for Control.
Sean, come on now. Come on.
And how long ago is that? What year is this?
That were you right? You got you
okay,
right.
Okay.
You're right.
And I still don't feel like I got washed anyway.
Nah, you got washed on Control.
Whatever. Your opinion. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't focus on people's opinions. You know why? Because that's gonna throw you off.
Although he never fully accepted that
he
there was
ain't lying,
beef,
but
Big
listen
Sean
though, don't no rapper even want to hear nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course he gonna be like, I don't feel like I got washed. You know what I'm saying? He Big Sean. How Big Sean gonna sit up here on the Breakfast Club and say, yeah, nah, Kendrick bodied me? And it's still Kendrick, but at the same time, it's like, why would he even say that? So it's like, I really feel like rappers don't even need criticism, to be honest with you. They don't need criticism. Because they sound good to themselves. You give a rapper constructive criticism, you be like, okay, listen, if you gonna rap, I feel like you need to work on this, this, and this. You feel me? Don't just stop rapping. I'm not trying to say that you trash, but work on this, this, and this. Because a rapper sounds good to themselves. And if they keep on working, they're going to eventually sound good to you. It takes practice to really rap, you know what I'm saying? No person that's never rapped in their life going to just start spitting Eminem's tier bars. No. It takes years and years and years of writing and freestyling. You feel me? So, you can't just... If you one of them one-hit wonders, you know what I'm saying, and you blew up in your first couple of months of rapping, don't expect to be having no longevity. I ain't gonna lie to you, because you're not that good yet. You're not longevity good yet. I'm sorry. You gotta take a little bit more time.
to throw subliminal shots at Dot from time to time. For example, on songs like Me, Myself, and I and No More Interviews, people felt like the Detroit rapper was aiming at Kendrick's rapping style. But as is often the case, Kendrick never even acknowledged that anything was going down. Then, on The Heart Part 4, he let the world know that he heard what was being said, and that if he kept pushing, Big Sean would get what he thought he wanted.
My fans can't wait for me to sun your punk ass and crush your whole little shit. How big pun your punk ass, you a scared little bitch.
While he never got a formal diss track dedicated to him, Big Sean was informed in no uncertain terms that Kendrick would come at his neck whenever he wanted to. Meanwhile, the Control situation left such a permanent imprint on Big Sean's career that you can almost divide it between the time before that verse and everything that happened after. And in a move that has really set the tone for how people come out of the other side of squabbling with Kendrick, Big Sean speaks of him with nothing but admiration now, and basically acts as if there was never a problem in the first place.
That J. Cole effect.
The whole Big Sean Kendrick beef was going on. It was something I wish I would have spoke up about because there was nothing. So then I remember going online and seeing like, oh, is he talking about Kendrick? Because I'm talking about people who rap fast. I wasn't beefing with nobody.
Insisting that he didn't want any problems, Big Sean still had to acknowledge that the whole thing has haunted him for years.
And in every verse I do, people be like, oh, is this a response? Is this a response? And I'm like, it's like, damn, I can't even show no aggression. People think it's a damn response. It got to a point where somehow it was just a weird tension between me and him, even though it was already said it wasn't no beef because people made it that way, right?
Although Big Sean probably got the raw end of the deal out of control, there was another man on the track who goes by the name of Jay Electronica.
That's why I really feel like the whole Big Three and everything happening like that, bro. Like, Drake was not finna go at him like that. J. Cole was not finna do all that. But it was the fact that the fans was going so crazy. The fans was going so ballistics. Y'all pressured Drake and y'all definitely pressured J. Cole into responding. They was not going to respond. They did not want the smoke. But see, Drake, he been winning for way too long. He needed that L. Drake has been winning for way too long. He went toe to toe with Meek Mill, and Meek Mill, the battle rapper, stood down. So he was feeling himself way too much. He was feeling himself way too much. And then on top of that, y'all over here, oh, y'all got 24 hours to respond. Oh, he just went so crazy. Oh, he's on Demon Time. He chose violence. And so now, they feeling like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and put on my little diss real quick. They put out their diss, not realizing and not fully taking it into account that Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar. They didn't realize that at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so, they put out their little diss tracks, and then, J. Cole, he had an epiphany. He was like, yo, if I sit up here and try to battle this dude, he might end my career. He might end my career. You feel me? And so he just, put out his little apology letter, which day by day, I'm realizing that it was a smart move, bro. I'll take back what I said about J. Cole. You did what you had to do. You did what you had to do at the time. You did the right thing. Okay? J. Cole, you did the right thing. Okay? Now, as for Drake, listen, bro. Listen, bro. Just apologize. Just apologize. You're gonna be alright. Ain't nobody gonna care. You know what I'm saying? You're not no gangster rapper anyway. You feel me? Like, I don't know why you're over here trying to act up. You not no gangster rapper anyway. You're gonna be alright.
He was regarded as one of the world's greatest MCs at the time. He didn't escape unscathed either. Basically, Jay-Elect didn't appreciate the fact that people were saying Kendrick beat him on the track. In fact, he said that Dot was envious of him.
Kendrick will body you. Look, you couldn't pay Kendrick $1 million. Kendrick wouldn't tell you. Kendrick could tell you himself he couldn't body me. Kendrick, look, Kendrick is my son. Kendrick is my baby. Kendrick wishes that he could be me.
Followed up with his verse on the
Why he coming out like that though?
He got 11 Grammy nominations. Y'all not equal. Man, fuck these white people. Which refers to the amount of Grammys Kendrick won at the time. He followed it up with, my grandmother died at 82 scrubbing floors, and rappers still running around begging for awards. Jay-Elect looked like he was practically begging for problems. Then, from out of nowhere, he seemed to have a change of heart and was giving Dot his flowers all of a sudden. Lastly, peace to K-Dot and TDE, because regardless to whom or what, we're brothers fighting the same energy. Forgive my past energy. Although it's unclear what made him switch up like that, Jay, like many rappers we're going to discuss, was another man who folded on Dot when he was put to the test. For the most part, hip-hop's response to Kendrick's name drops on Control not only laid the groundwork for the Drake beef, but it also set the precedent for how rappers would tiptoe around him. At the time, there were tons of responses to Control, but they all seemed like they were carefully
Why
towing
not
the
just
line
be friends with him, bro? Why not just, be friends and work with and be genuine with one of the most authentic rappers in the game? Why y'all want smoke with this dude? I mean, I get it, rap is a competitive sport, but I feel like Dr. Dre said on that one, oh, that might be Dr. Dre or somebody. In this industry, you better off working with me than against me. In this industry, you're better off working with me than against me.
Not go too far.
We see
For
that.
example, after feeling angered that Slaughterhouse were left out of the shoutouts, one of the group's members, Joel Ortiz, responded with the vicious track titled Out of Control, where he let Kendrick have it.
And you the king of New York, little homie, you ain't the king of New York, you the next thing on my fork.
But later on, he would do an interview with Vibe and say that he was actually saluting Kendrick for the most part. As for the notoriously fearless Joe Budden, he was hosting a live stream for the response track only to opt out and not release it. Amid responses from Papoose and others, Kendrick remained so calm about the whole thing that it would be impossible for it to not strike fear in their hearts.
How you feeling about all the comebacks lately from your Control verse?
You gotta try harder.
So when they all backed down,
harder.
it really made the whole culture realize that Lamar was to be treated with respect. Basically, there's always a caveat when it comes to K-Dot slander, rather than anyone really coming for his neck. I mean, just look at what happened to French Montana when he attempted to diss him. Over the years, French has had a few things to say about Kendrick. First off, he claimed that he was being pushed by the industry.
Why you think Kendrick sells more than like street rappers?
Cause they position him like how they did in the Grammys as the new music.
As the new music. He is new music.
It's not that it's not the right thing to do, but I just feel like you see, it was like the whole thing was like Kendrick night.
Then, more ridiculously, he said that he had more hits than him, only to be clowned relentlessly by the internet. If we're just talking about anthems, me versus Kendrick hit for hit, I believe I can go neck to neck. I've been making hits for a long time. I love Kendrick. That's not just for Kendrick, that's for anybody they put in front of me. However, not everyone agreed with this. I mean, even other rappers hopped on the bandwagon to mock him for it.
Stupid ass nigga say he got more hits than Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Fool. The man said he got more hits than me and Kendrick. Bro, your junk ass ain't got more hits than no motherfucking Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me.
Oh,
you smoke hard.
God.
Why you tripping? You on real dope.
But while he had smoke for Thug and engaged in a war of words with him over it, French Montana never tried to provoke K-Dot any further. And now, just like everyone else, French has since basically apologized for even thinking he could mess with him and said he was just in his feelings at the time.
I was just heated I ain't win a Grammy for Unforgettable.
That's what it was?
Yeah, but Kendrick is my dog. But just that one day at the interview, I was just so heated that I ain't win, and he was the winner. And I was just like, yo. But I fuck with Kendrick. I fuck with the whole team.
Man, bro, that just goes to show you how easy it is for these industry dudes to switch up on you, bro. How you mean you mess with Kendrick, that's your dog. But you literally, as soon as I win and you don't win, now you on Twitter talking about some hit for hit, song for song. I'm really better than Kendrick. And that's not even just for Kendrick. If I'm being real, that's for the entire rap game. I'm better than all you motherfuckers. You feel me? But we supposed to be homies. But you over here trying to slander my name. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, I ain't about to be. Once I get where I'm trying to go, I'm not about to be intermingling with these dudes. I'm not about to get what you call it, caught up with their little. You feel me? Nah, bro, I'm finna be the Kendrick Lamar of the YouTube world. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Say that he was in the wrong rather than say Kendrick had any part in it. This is a rare show of humility for a rapper. And while Cole has been taking all the flack for getting up on that Dreamville festival stage and saying that his 7-minute drill diss song towards Kendrick didn't sit right with his spirit and would be deleted off streaming services,
when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel
That shit disrupts my fucking peace.
History shows that he's not the first person to make his apologies to Kendrick, and maybe fear of being dismantled on a verse wasn't the only reason. Although his immense talents on the mic are one major factor, French extending his love to Kendrick's whole team is important, because as these rappers likely learned before going at his neck, messing with Kendrick requires you to go up against an army. And while Kendrick might have been a good kid in a mad city, he's got a whole city behind him. And there's something dangerous about Kendrick
you got the whole
that
West
not a lot of
Coast
people
behind
speak
him.
about.
You
Growing
got the
up in
whole world
Compton,
behind
Kendrick
him,
was
to be
exposed to
real.
the gang lifestyle early on, and many of his best friends were active members. Then, after joining TDE, he suddenly found himself in the midst of the Bounty Hunter Bloods and Hoover Crips as he teamed up with fellow label mates Schoolboy Q and J-Rock, as well as a whole host of other people who were repping sets. Recently, Kendrick's gang
They trying to
ties
say
have
he a
come
gang
under the
leader or
microscope
something?
again. Because if the rumors are true, Cole might have received a tip to back off from the beef that sounds not too dissimilar to what you'd see on the streets from Schoolboy Q. Reporting from Dreamville Festival, an unnamed source revealed that it was actually Schoolboy Q who allegedly warned J. Cole to stop beefing with Kendrick before the apology. I'm not specifying what kind of warning, whether it was a bullying move, a Debo-like maneuver, or just a friendly heads up. I don't think it matters at this point, but based on what Punch, TDE's president, said, I think they gave him what he needed to hear to bow out of the battle with as much grace as possible. Whether he was letting him know what kind of heat K-Dot had in store for Drake with the abuse allegations, or telling him to ease up before things got dangerous, this whole situation proves that whatever Kendrick is getting involved in, the streets he grew up on have his back. In terms of gangs, Kendrick has long been rumored to have connections to the West Side Pirates. In addition to his affiliation to the red side of the city, Kendrick also has uncles who are Crips, several of which have served lengthy jail terms for gang-related activity and armed robbery, and he's still locked in with them.
Man, Kendrick is not about to send a whole bunch of gang members at J. Cole's front door sliding. Like, I see what you trying to do when you reaching. I see what you trying to do, and you're reaching, buddy. You're reaching. I do not believe for a second that this millionaire that hasn't stepped foot in Compton in how long gonna sit up here and send some Pyrus and some Crips over to J. Cole. What's up, homie? I heard you was talking down, cuz. Like, nah, that's not over a rap beef. What are you talking about? Now, it's not that deep. It's literally a rap beef. Why, what? That don't make no sense. And I don't even think Kendrick had anything to do with Drake House getting shot up. You asked me, that was just some fans. Now, see, that might be a possibility. J. Cole might get hurt by some fans. That might be the possibility. But for Kendrick Lamar himself over here sending hits out, no, I'm not believing that.
Does the crew come out every time you come to Compton?
Yeah.
As a result of his connections, as well as old pictures of Kendrick dressed in red, Drake's recent assessment that he isn't affiliated to a set on his new track, Family Matters, has been ridiculed by people from Compton, while at the same time respecting Kendrick's desire to withhold that from becoming a big part of his identity.
Drake says you don't bang a set, and he says the game bangs a set, even Chris Brown bangs a set.
He just don't know Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Like has Kendrick renounced his hood affiliation at a certain point?
Kendrick just don't be private and so like priding himself off of his gang culture. So I guess people think that he a non-affiliate. I don't know if we posted, but hey.
But obviously, like the fact is Kendrick severely downplays gang affiliations.
The push-ups was in his hood, wasn't they? The push-ups that you talk about, they at the park.
Once again, the clues for Cali having his back have all been there in the music. On Section 80's Poe Man Dreams,
no one's really
Kendrick has a line where he says,
I'm not gonna say no one, but
basically what he's saying here is that he can. Basically, what he's saying here is that he can say things with his chest because he knows that he has the city behind him. And when you look close at those videos of Not Like Us going off in the club, he should definitely feel more confident in that than ever.
I told y'all it was a club record. That man said, oh, you want to talk about being a hit maker? I'm going to show you a hit maker.
But while this could be taken literally for the whole state of California, that line may contain allusions to his gang ties. In an interview from back in the day, Snoop Dogg went into more detail about this.
It's just that he's a nice guy, so they have a problem with it because he doesn't have a gangster approach. But let me let y'all know, he got 100,000 motherfucking gangsters with him. So y'all better watch what y'all say. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it hip hop, because that's what he did. He kept it all hip hop.
In spite of the fact that Kendrick hasn't ever definitively said
spoke.
he was a gangbanger, what we do know is that there are times in his life where he moved like one. Back in the day, Dot tried to intimidate AD of the No Jumper podcast and Back on Fig because Kendrick thought he was from a rival neighborhood.
Hey, you wanna know a crazy thing about Kendrick, bro? My first encounter with him, he thought I was somebody else, bro. He low-key tried to press me.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
Who do you think you were? Gorilla
He
Black?
from a different hood. I guess some niggas jumped him back in the day. And I came to the studio and he was mad. He was like, hey, you from Almond Block? And I was like, nah, but he was hot.
You banged on him back?
Where's Almond Block?
No, Almond Block is another hood in Compton. And I was like, nah, I ain't from Almond Block.
He thought you were lying.
And he was like, you is from Almond Block. I'm like, nah, I ain't from Almond Block, I'm over here. He was like, all right, and then we was cool after that.
But
he was mad though.
all right.
No, he was mad. Yeah, he was mad. Like if I was from Almond Block, he would have got his get back on me that day.
From the gang members, which regularly appear in his music videos, the musical peers like Mustard, proving that they'll throw away any other relationship to ride for his Cali comrade. Dot's status as king of the West Coast, and everything that entails it, would make anyone think twice before coming at him. But while there was speculation that Kendrick wasn't to be taken lightly, it's safe to say that this Drake battle has made that crystal clear. Although OVO stands like Maul or academics may argue otherwise, there's no denying that Kendrick washed Drake. Bearing the music itself, the fact that he overthrew Drake's record for the highest streams for a rap song in a day with a track where he calls him a sex offender, it's just diabolical. Now, fans are waking up to the fact that he just wasn't to be messed with. I knew Kendrick Lamar was a dude that needed to be left alone when that video of him doing burpees in a parking lot while listening to oldies dropped. Something is clearly wrong with him. Look at this fucking psychopath.
Ain't nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him. That's
His
a
willingness
man.
to take a rapper out aside, what's happening to Drizzy these days further explains to why he wasn't challenged before now. Because while people have been throwing jabs at Drake for years, it doesn't matter if they don't hit the general public. But with Kendrick, you have a rare mix of someone who isn't just obscenely skilled, but also has the platform to slander you and reach huge audiences. It's the fear of embarrassment. He's a better rapper than almost everyone in the industry skill-wise. He can do both mainstream and underground style music when most artists just choose one and never change. Because he can immortalize you in a negative light in the form of a classic hit. If you needed proof that this is a real thing, just look at this school teacher's comments about the change in tone around Drake in the wake of Not Like Us.
She about to break it down, y'all.
I, up until today, taught at a very Drake-centric high school. Rich Baby Daddy is the most frequently requested song to put on my class playlist. If I ask students what they're listening to in their headphones, Drake. The week after the leak was a nightmare. But today I walk in and I can feel that there has been a tectonic shift. Oh my God.
A tectonic
This
shift?
is a Kendrick school now. I polled my classes on what they thought and they were ready to throw down for Kendrick. I had like one Drake defender in each class, if that. And honestly, I feel bad for those kids because they were getting screamed at.
As people move to the sides, he has even hit Drake in his pockets. According to Billboard, from May 3rd
Boy,
to May
it's
6th,
about to turn
Lamar-
into an East Coast, West Coast. Boy, about to turn back. You gonna turn this back to the 90s, y'all. Yeah. It's gonna be West Coast versus Canada. It's gonna be West Coast versus Canada, y'all. Y'all pick y'all bets. Who winning? West Coast or Canada, man. That's what it's gonna be. This is crazy.
discography earned around 50 million streams, up 49% from the previous Friday to Monday tracking period. Meanwhile, Drake's overall catalog is actually down when you similarly compare his streams from that weekend to last weekend, and remove his 2 streaming available response tracks, Push Ups and Family Matters. Although Kendrick won't overtake Drake's streaming numbers
I
as
ain't
a
gonna
whole,
lie,
but is
Family Matters was really good though. We not even gonna sit up here and cap. Family Matters, that one right there. That one right there now? That one right there? That one was good.
is that Kendrick's versatility has proven to be a weapon, and as Eminem suggested earlier, one of the reasons why it's not advisable to test him.
If you go through all these records, from Like That to Euphoria to 616 in LA to Meet the Grams to Not Like Us, none of those records sound the same at all. It's the widest range I've ever seen in the amount of time in any diss battle ever. When it comes to the rapping and the music, fuck all like the timeline or what's true and what's not true, who's rapping and who is putting out the better records. Kendrick Lamar checked every fucking box sonically that you could think of.
From his pen game to his potential gang ties, there are lots of reasons why Kendrick is feared. But the biggest reason of all should be how seriously he takes his craft.
He's literally an artist.
Like, I don't know what era everybody else come from, but I listened, man. Like, we play house parties, bro, every night. I love it to a point I can't even describe it. And when I heard these artists say they're the best coming up, I said, I'm not doing it to have a good song or one good rap or a good hook or a good bridge. I want to keep doing it every time, period. And to do it every time, you have to challenge yourself and you have to confirm to yourself that you're the best, period.
This explains the responsibility he feels to uphold standards, as well as why Drake taking the culture without giving back bothers him so much.
This is not something you just play with, you know, get some few dollars and get out, you know. People live their lives to this music. It's my partners in the hood right now. They listen to rap every day because it's the only thing that can relate to their stories and their tribulations. You have to take in consideration what you write down on that paper. And if you're not doing it to say the most impactful, you're doing it to be the best you can be for the listener, what are we doing here?
Always one to keep his sword sharp, Kendrick would never allow himself to lose with that kind of mindset. In a genre where other rappers lose their hunger over time, K-Dot has always stayed as determined to prove himself as when Overly Dedicated dropped. At the same time, never bothering anyone unless he feels provoked. To explain why Kendrick is among the most feared rappers of any era, we need to borrow a phrase that dates back to Roman times. If you want peace, prepare for war. Whether you may realize it or not, Kendrick stays ready. And after destroying Drake, he's probably bought himself a whole lot of that coveted peaceful life for decades to come. Unless someone is stupid enough to ignore these warnings and try him again.
So y'all see what's going on, man. Y'all see that Kendrick Lamar, he's one of them people that just not to be messed with, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar done changed Drake's name to Don't. Wait, what was it? Don't rap against Drake. I mean, no, don't rap against Kendrick Lamar ever. How you turn a whole man name into an acronym talking about some don't rap against Drake? I mean, Kendrick, I keep on saying Drake. Don't rap against Kendrick Lamar ever. How you turn his name into that? That's just the power that he has, man. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the post notifications. Share this video with all of your friends. And until next time, guys. Peace.
Back against the wall, I never fall. I'm trying to get involved. All the haters get dissolved. Yeah, I know I piss them off. Run up on your whip and throw a cocktail, Molotov. Shawty say I'm super suave. I'm like, that's my brother name. This ain't no Nintendo 64, the girl, I'm not a game. People told me they would be there for me, but they never came.